Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Play by Play Off Air Online. Every Thursday evening, 7 p.m., we bring you all the latest that's happening in the world of sport. And speaking of the latest that's happening in the world of sport, there's only one real thing that's happening in sport currently around the globe. And that is the fact that Bafana will be heading to the USA and Mexico to play in the Football World Cup. I think the last time we qualified was 2002. I speak under correction.
No, you're right.
Of course, 2010 it was in South Africa, but that was... We were in the World Cup by default as the host. So we're going to a little touch on that. I've got some fantastic guests in the show with me this evening as well. And then, of course, we're going to talk women's cricket. So much happening in the world of cricket. Our ladies doing fantastically well. 3 victories on the trot and looking like they might be heading towards the playoffs. We'll keep a close eye on them as we go. So we're joining me this evening on the show, as always. It's the experts in the world of sport. We'll start in order of beauty and not age this evening. Tara Lee, good evening, Tara.
Good evening, Morgan. Thank you for inviting me again to this fantastic podcast. I'm very excited to talk about everything that you just mentioned, especially Bafana. Oh my goodness. I feel like we were small children the last time Bafana qualified.
Yeah.
Actually qualified.
2002, beginning of our age now, but I'm 86, so that's what, I was 8 years old when we qualified last.
You're so small. We don't even have like proper memories of that team that qualified.
Exactly. I don't think, and our other guest on the show this evening, I don't think he was born. Bafana
wasn't
last
born. He
qualified.
wasn't
Adrian
born.
Hindley.
I was.
Were you born?
I was 3 years old.
Oh, okay, nice.
Really?
Nice.
2002,
Oh, you were 99, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
3 years old. Any memory of Bafana?
No,
And-
not at all.
Do you know who Lucas Radebe is?
I know him. Yeah, I know the Leeds legend.
Dr.
You're
Kumalo.
in real trouble because I see you walked into studio today with a Springbok jersey.
I did.
Talk me through this because do you not have a Bafana shirt?
I don't. And you know
And
what's
will
so
you be
funny?
investing in one?
No, 100%. You know what's so funny is literally this morning I went on the Bafana website to look for shirts because I was like, oh, clearly now I need to invest in one. Literally all sold out.
No, you lie.
Sold out.
I believe you because
only-
social media was going
No, yeah.
crazy with people saying, I'm now buying a Bafana
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah. Everyone decided last night, I think, because there was only like extra smalls left. Everything else is completely sold out. So for the moment, this is gonna be my green and gold. I know it's like not the same, but we'll just hide we'll hide the Springbok. Don't worry.
I'm gonna name drop quickly. Old School Productions. I think it's Old School. They make this really
Yes.
cool. Old
Oh,
school
yes,
Bafana.
yes.
I saw
Old
that,
school.
yeah.
If you guys are listening, come on, get the team out here.
Yeah.
We need some Bafana. We need that new Springbok jersey. Well, not a new one,
100%.
but you know what I mean. Guys, let's dive straight into it. I mean, firstly, I know Nigeria did us a favor, right?
Yes, thank you, Nigeria.
But
Thank you.
The performance last night,
Yeah.
and just watching our Minister of Sport, even though I think sometimes
He was mouthing off at the end there.
Yeah, but I mean, just look. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the performance on the field. 11 players. Actually, funny enough, let me start with this. I listened to the broadcast last night, and 11 of those starters all 11 starters that went onto the field
Yeah.
yesterday to take on
Rwanda.
Rwanda, all currently play in the PSL.
Yeah.
And that is
Yes.
sentiment to the fantastic work that's being done in the PSL, the level of football that's being played at the PSL. Isn't that just a great start? I mean, Hugo Bruce has taken a lot of flack, you know, the Borja Makwena saga, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Adrian, let's start with you here. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, after all of it, to really come away with winning the ticket to the next World Cup, I mean, how exciting for South Africa.
No, it's very exciting because I think we've been saying for a while now that Bafana are sort of building something good here. But ultimately, that's all for nothing if we can't qualify for something like the World Cup, especially now with the expanded edition. I mean, this next year's World Cup, there are going to be, I think, 20 more teams. They've made it a lot bigger, made the scope for us a lot easier to get in. It would have been so typical for Nigeria to win yesterday and for us to draw or something like that. Not qualify. But they showed in the moments that count from the time the game started. I mean, I was glued to the screen for the entire match. From the moment that first whistle went, they were very intense and very intent on getting a goal. And they did early on. I mean, they scored 2 goals in the first, like, under 50
Isn't
minutes.
it just fantastic to see Bafana actually playing? You know, and I speak, and I'm going to quickly just touch on what my experience of Bafana before. It was this slow, like, pass the ball. There was no intensity. You know, we're so used to watching the Premier Leagues of this world, and
Yeah.
they play at a high intensity. Last night, I really thought Bafana came out with intent, as you mentioned. Played at an intensity that Rwanda just couldn't live with.
Yeah.
Yes, and you speak about watching the Premier League. Didn't the formation look familiar to you that Hugo Bruce used?
Did he go 3-4-3?
It wasn't 3-4-3.
Was it 4-4-2?
So it was, man, just.
Yeah, went for like a 4-5-1 kind of.
It was like a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
And that formation, very similar to Liverpool's formation.
Oh, no wonder. No
So
wonder
when
it didn't
you
ring
look
a
at it-
bell.
I was going to say,
see-
yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I
Who's
said
that?
4-3-4 was
Yeah,
because...
I thought it was Manchester United.
You know what I
Not
mean?
Man
Yeah.
United.
Amarim's ball.
Yeah.
But I look at that, and Hugo Bruce has been playing that, but he's also gone for the 4-3-3, and I've seen what the difference in scoring. That's when we found ourselves drawing. But watching that match last night and just the versatility of the players, nobody was like set in a particular position. The attack was just brilliant. I was loving everything about it, to be honest. And I look at Hugo Bruce, and he constantly changes, and he takes out players, and he brings in players. Evidence Mahopa, coming back into the side, replacing other players that are injured. And we look, you mentioned that all of these players play in the PSL. Because yes, we do have star players like Lyle Foster.
Who also got injured just before the match.
Exactly.
And that was a bit of a panic, I think, because I was like, okay, look.
I think we were all panicking looking at that lineup.
Everyone was panicking because we need a striker. And, I mean, we had Mahopa, who actually got a goal as well. So he didn't do too badly. But
Yeah.
I think we all panicked a little bit when we saw Lyle Foster was not going to be in the starting 11 or in the starting, 15 at all.
And Oswin.
Well, what's funny?
Apollos?
What's funny for me was, and I was reading up about it, and I'm gonna try and find it. But five Sundowns players, 3 Orlando Pirates players, and then it was broken up. I think Sikakuna was in there, and 1 or 2 others. Yeah. And to get those guys to all sing from the same hymn sheet, play this brand of rugby that we're currently playing is really, really
Soccer.
exciting. Hugo Bruce is doing something right.
Rugby's just in rugby's in Morgan's mind. You can't let it
You
go.
know what I mean. But to get them to all, sort of that cohesion that they played with yesterday. The question now for me is, number one, should we be celebrating the fact that we qualified? And I know because we haven't qualified in so long, I get the magnitude of the qualification.
Yeah.
But the reality is the work only starts now. Because what are we going to do? Go to the World Cup and just go play 3 group games and come home? Surely there's got to be bigger aspirations than that, especially considering what the rest of the world, our sporting teams are doing. Obviously, the rugby would speak for themselves, but I mean, our cricket, our ladies did really well. So did our ladies rugby team do really, really well. Yeah. The ladies cricket is doing really well.
Amajita did really well.
Amajita did really well. There needs to be a bit more of an expectation on the Bafana shoulders. Let's get out of the group stages. What do you do?
I do think we have a really good opportunity here because obviously now we've had this momentum of we've qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah.
But we have an advantage in the fact that we have AFCON coming up in December. That's going to really give us a sense of where we're standing. If you look at teams like Morocco, who in the last World Cup, Morocco made it to the semi-finals,
Yeah,
Morocco are tipped to win this year's AFCON. It's also, I mean, it's being played in Morocco as well. They have that advantage. So if we can make a really big statement in AFCON, I mean, last time we came third, if we can get to the final, potentially win it, that will put us at a really good position heading into the World Cup, being African champions.
AFCON is so unpredictable, though. Crazy things happen at AFCON. I mean, if you look at Egypt and Mo Salah, Egypt are probably the most successful AFCON team, but they've never won it with Mo Salah at the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never.
crazy.
In fact, they haven't beaten us in a while as well.
Egypt also qualified, right?
Yeah,
They
Egypt-
just
Egypt-
they
Egypt
also
was
haven't qualified. They haven't qualified for a while. I was checking the other African teams that qualified. Cote d'Ivoire have now qualified, and Senegal have qualified. So those are 3
Very strong teams.
Yeah, and South Africa. Then the teams that have now going into what they call is the next month's African playoff tournament is going to be Congo, Nigeria, Gabon, and Cameroon.
Sure.
And you know what's funny? As 2 of those will go through. As it currently stands, Gabon lead that sit on top of that log. How that points is made up, I think it's they take the points from the group that they were in, and they just filter that into a group, into sort of a league format.
It was a very weird thing because basically like they took the runners up, but only the runners up, like 4 runners up that had the most points within their group.
Yes.
So there were other runners up in other groups that didn't meet the top 4 basically.
So now the 4 that have gone up, as it stands currently, Cameroon play Nigeria and Gabon are going to end up playing Congo.
Oh wow!
So which means one of Gabon or Congo go through, or one of Nigeria or Cameroon go through.
I can't believe that.
But I do speak under correction. I think they play a round robin there. So, but if it was based on the way it is right now, before any games are played,
So how many more African teams can progress?
So as far as I understand, 2 more South African teams still qualify.
So 2 more of those.
2 will come out of that 4.
Okay.
That'll go to the World Cup. But imagine Nigeria and Cameroon, one of those not going to the next
Oh
World
my
Cup.
goodness.
I mean, they've been very consistent. They've appeared in almost all of the World Cups.
I know it's not true,
I
but they call
know.
themselves the African Giants.
Yeah,
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look, Edwin, now that we've qualified,
Yeah.
the excitement is there. I mean, there's a really cool video going around of Hugo Bruce on the table dancing in the changing room. He's
Yes.
obviously
They must be
got
careful with him because like he's
73.
yeah, he's not young anymore. Can't be
Yeah,
thrown
yeah, yeah. I
around
saw
like
them
that.
putting
I get
drinks
so
on his head.
nervous. Yeah, I
the
get
ears on and
nervous.
everything. Oof.
Yeah, look, it's a heart attack now. We're in trouble. But now that, I mean, the celebrations and everything, and eventually the dust will settle, right? And then the hard work
Yeah.
really begins. But he has been adamant and he's been big on this, driving home he won't pick the stars, he'll pick the guys that are playing.
Yeah.
He'll pick, I mean, I can't remember the player's name, but there was a player that left Cape Town City or left, I think it was Stellenbosch, went for big money to Sundowns, is now not
Ikram
playing.
Reyners.
He's now not playing. Hugo Bruce is not necessarily picking him as easily as he was because he went after the money and not off necessarily after game time. Hugo Bruce, I saw in a statement, says he's adamant players need to be playing week in and week out if they want to be better, if they want to put their names up for selection. Is he headed in the right direction? Has he got sort of the changing room in his hands? And do you think the squad that we'll pick going to the next World Cup can go be competitive?
Sure, that's the big question there. That's the concern. I think he's obviously been building something for the last. I mean, he's been at the helm now for I think 3 years, 4 years.
Like
he's,
3.
He's been building. I mean, he's been the longest Bafana coach we've had for a while.
Yeah, we
Most
chop and
everybody
change them
after
very
him.
quickly.
So clearly, he's building a sort of culture within the team. And it's very important what you mentioned, Morgan, because we have players coming from different teams who have like fierce rivals within the PSL.
Correct.
But if any international team's going to gel, they need to have like good cohesion and good sort of chemistry as a team, even though they come from these rivalries.
Yeah.
I think that's what Bruce is trying to build here. So maybe he is leaving out personalities like Ikram Reyners, who might ruffle the feathers a bit. I mean, he has players from Stellenbosch FC also who are sort of knocking on the door for the national team. So that might be why he does that. He might be prioritizing the cohesion and the sort of culture of the team over these big names. I mean, Percy Tau, we haven't even seen feature in the team.
Yeah,
for a
we
while.
haven't.
Another person who left South Africa to go play abroad, who has a big sort of name and price tag around him. Again, I'm hoping that they do something in AFCON. That is the first hurdle. They should almost like not even think about the World Cup.
Well, this
just
is my
yet.
thing. This is my thing now. This leads me to what I wanted to throw at you, Torres. So now we head towards AFCON, right?
Yeah.
How much of the makeup of this team do you think is now going to be a clear building block to the World Cup? Is AFCON, do we want to go and win AFCON? Do we want to go and build at AFCON for a potential shot at the World Cup? Well, realistically, what do you think his thinking will be?
Now, the thing with Hugo Bruce is I trust him. And like you've been saying, he includes players, he leaves players out, but he watches local football.
He does.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he was also watching Amajita, the under-20s, to the under-20 FIFA World Cup. And he looks at the youngest Kakana and he's like, oh, actually, that's somebody that we could include. I have been thinking about this. Will he be including any new players into the squad as we head on to AFCON? And then AFCON could almost be that kind of building ground, although you don't want to be building things at massive tournaments like AFCON. But it's because it's happening just before, it's the tournament that's happening before the World Cup. It's probably a good idea, I would think. But I think I'm very excited to see who he names, at least in the preliminary squad for AFCON, because then we'll have a good idea. I don't think he's going to leave out any star players that have been performing. I mean, of course, barring injury. I think that he's going to include them in the squad. But I think we may just see a few new faces.
I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The next Fridays over the next 6 to 8 to whatever 12 weeks needs to be either it's no longer Bok Fridays. I know you're wearing a Springbok jersey there.
This is done.
No,
It's no longer a Bok Friday. It's
Proteas.
either going to be a Bafana Friday or it needs to be a Proteas
Yes.
Women's cricket team Friday. Because
Ooh.
let's quickly talk our women's cricket. How fantastic are they not doing? I mean, we started
Sure.
when we started against England a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh no, what have we done?
Got off to a
We
terrible
were
start.
out for 69. Let's not forget that we were bowled out for 69.
Right, and now the names of, Marazan Cup, who performed really well,
Chloe Tryon, yes.
Tryon that performed really well. Tasman Brits has come to the party. There's not just one name that's like carrying the weight of our cricket team on their shoulders. There's a lot of ladies that are really performing well and picking up results.
I agree. And even the bowlers, Nkululeko Mlaba, her spin, it's amazing because we knew that she'd be important and she has been. Masabata, class as well, been brilliant out there. And we cannot stop talking about Nadine de Klerk because she's such a powerful hitter, and it just proves that it doesn't matter when we're losing wickets or when wickets are falling around her. She is coming to the party and with this fearlessness. It's like no ice in her veins. She goes for those sixes. And that match that I watched against Bangladesh, I was nervous because I thought, what is happening now?
We left it very, very late again.
But do we have to go, like, what is it with our cricket teams, the men and the women? They just seem to, we can't, put the final nail in the coffin. We seem to, like, always want to keep our viewers wondering.
Yes. Yeah.
Keep the country wondering, in fact.
Yeah, the top order, I would say, in the last two matches, I mean, Laura Wolfart has been there, but the top order in the last two matches kind of crumbled a little. And then it was left to players like Marizanne Kapp, like Sunil Loose wasn't playing in the last World Cup match, and players like Nadine de Klerk. And then I get a little nervous as Sinala Jafta makes her way to the crease. But amazing stuff from all of them. And it just shows the mentality and what they do under pressure. Because for me, what would happen in the past with the Proteas team is you lose the top order and then they kind of crumble and then that's it. Like we saw against England in that first match, out for 69. So what I'm seeing now is that there's still that belief, even though things aren't going their way, even though you dropped a catch or something happened, you're still pushing forward with that mentality that we are winning this match. Yeah. And that gives me hope going forward because we next face Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka on Friday.
Yeah, so when people are watching this will be tomorrow.
Basically
so you
tomorrow.
definitely need to be wearing your cricket top because it's going to be Friday.
It's going to be Friday.
A Protea Friday on a Friday.
Protea Women's Cricket Team Friday. 100%. And no longer Bach Friday until the foreseeable future.
I think the last time I checked the group, and maybe you can double check there,
I'm looking at the standings as it is. If you want to run through it for us quickly, we're standing in third spot.
Yeah, at the moment we're third. Australia on top, England second, India below us on fourth. Is it the same as other ones where basically the top two teams... How does it work? Like
the top four teams progress to the semi-finals.
Okay.
So we need to be in the top four.
There's no playoff or anything, nothing like that.
No, the semi-final is basically the playoff. And the very top team, which currently is Australia, will take on the fourth team.
It's very slim though. I mean, Australia on 7 points. England and us are on 6 points. So we're just 1 point behind them.
India on 4.
Yeah.
But Australia is scaring me right now.
They are.
Because they have been unbelievable. The only reason why they're lacking in points, even though they're sitting on top, is because one of their matches were rained out.
Yes.
So that's where they lost points. But they haven't been losing any games. And I think that is going to be a very tough task for us. And I hope that we don't go through to the semi-finals and have to face Australia.
Have we played them yet in this?
We haven't played them yet.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that moment. I'd rather lose to them in the group stages, to be honest, than come up in the semi-finals.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, every other team below us we've played India. We obviously beat them. The New Zealand, that's going to be a tough fixture. And then we've already played Bangladesh. So we've still got to play Pakistan, Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
No, we've beaten New Zealand.
Yes, we beat New Zealand.
So we've got to play Sri Lanka and Pakistan, which are both sitting right at the bottom, having lost all their games.
Which makes them dangerous also.
Which makes them dangerous.
They have something to prove.
There's no out-and-out real, I feel like with the women's cricket, anybody can beat anyone on any day.
Yes, I think that's the thing about World Cups. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's a big fixture coming up on Friday. We're going to have to pull up our socks. We're going to have to perform out of our socks to really...
Yeah.
We basically need to win the rest of our group stage matches to guarantee us. I mean, if we can maybe lose one here or there. But yeah, and also next week Saturday is the big one. We're playing Australia in that group match.
That one, I think that's going to be the one that's the most scary. But I hope that we don't lose focus up against Sri Lanka now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we are playing that in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And we play Pakistan in Sri Lanka as well because obviously the politics between Pakistan and India.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
all of that.
Well, there you have it, folks. There is so much happening in the world of sport. We've touched on the Bafana. Well, not really touched on. We've spoken at length about Bafana. They're here to AFCON. When is? Do we know the exact dates of AFCON yet?
It's in
21st of December.
Yeah, 21st of December into January. Lots of football going to be happening. Hopefully we can... when was the last time we won AFCON? 96?
Yeah, 96
Yes,
was the last time we won.
96.
96 under the guidance of
20
Neil...
years ago.
Was
So,
that under the guidance of Neil Tovey? I seek under correction.
wasn't
Neil-
that was like Dr. Kamala there, man.
Yes, and
Mark
yes,
Fish. Yeah,
Neil
yes,
Tovey, Mark
yes,
Fish, Lucas
yes,
Radele.
everybody you mentioned,
Right.
yes,
Well, I'm
100%.
saying, again, this December will be the 20th anniversary of that. So it feels only right.
Oh, wow. It does feel...
By the way,
20
Morgan,
years.
I don't know if you know this because I did ask Adrian and he wasn't sure. Do you know where I can get archive footage of that Bafana team playing in the World Cup in 2002 and playing AFCON 1996?
Phew.
Do you know where I can
have
find
no
some
idea.
of that?
SABC might be a good place
I
to
told
start.
the SABC, speak to our bosses. They
Our
will-
Okay,
Bosses
bosses, if you are watching
Bosses.
this, please supply me with that footage. I feel like getting that goosebumps. I just want to go back and watch the brilliance that was Bafana back then.
Yeah, because I think we're now starting to relive it, right? We
100%.
really
Yes.
have unearthed the new Bafana. I was just driving past restaurants and so forth. And at 6 o'clock yesterday,
Yes,
the
playing the
restaurants were
match,
packed,
yes.
watching Bafana. It's not something that we've seen in the past.
In years,
and
in
it's
years.
amazing to see.
I just want to remind us, take you back to 2010 to June when we played that first match against
Yes,
Mexico.
Chabalala scored.
The entire country stopped. The entire country was like,
Shabalala.
whatever you were doing, you stopped and you were watching Bafana play. And I know obviously it's because we were playing in South Africa, but that feeling will never top anything else. That feeling of that first goal, that Shabalala
Yeah,
goal.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's true. And
So-
Chabalala was supposed to be our next big thing, eh?
So just to the fact that we get to replicate that, have that feeling again, watch Bafana on the world stage next year, it's really exciting. I think the whole country is not ready for how we're gonna be behind this team.
Yeah. And we were recently ranked, the fourth most athletic country in the world?
Yes, I saw that.
Something like that.
Fourth most athletic country in the world. So we're doing something right.
We are doing something right with all our sports.
Well, that's Bafana. Then, of course, our ladies doing fantastically well. The ladies rugby just come off the back of a really successful Rugby World Cup. Now the ladies at the Cricket World Cup sitting third on the latest standings, playing Sri Lanka on Friday. Make sure we get behind them. Jeepers, dude, where do we start? Where do we stop? International cricket, not international cricket, international football is just coming to an end now. The Premier League starts again. There's some big fixtures coming up in the Premier League.
Yeah, Liverpool versus Man United. It's us, guys.
When is that? That's this Sunday, isn't
That's
it?
Sunday. Is it 6:30?
Sunday, 6:30. Do you want to unpack that very quickly?
My word.
Man United on a trot of, we haven't lost a game in the last 4 games or something. We won 3, we drew 1.
Look, we're playing at Anfield. Firstly, we need to take that into account.
Liverpool are not riding
5:30.
high.
Look, Liverpool are currently. I mean, they're second now. They're 1 point off the top, and I mean the results they've gotten in the Premier League. Tara, as a fan, you have to admit it hasn't been entirely convincing.
Started like a house on fire, let me tell you. They
Yeah.
were 6 points clear of the Premier League
Yeah.
in the
Yes, but like Adrian said,
Very
Let's hear you
narrow
defend
victories.
yourself.
it was narrow. No,
Yeah.
I agree with Adrian. It wasn't convincing wins. And defensively, we're not looking very good. But you have to understand this is a Liverpool team that is like a new team.
Yeah.
They're building, they're still gelling. Some of it was, Slot was always going to make these changes, and some of it was forced changes. I know we don't always like to talk about Diogo Jota, but I mean, like, there were some forced changes. Even Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't think that Slot was planning on selling Trent if Trent didn't really want to go. So I think we are definitely missing a few star players, and we're working on things. Let us work on it. Let Liverpool work on it. I think all eyes really and all pressure really on Arsenal, because they are looking like a great team, but they've been falling short season after season after season. And Mikel Arteta is now in his 50th phase, and we just have to wait and see what's going to happen there.
Do we think Arsenal are finally going to win the Premier League?
No,
If you're a bit, really?
no. Arsenal. I'll say this now to the camera. Arsenal.
These are the words of Adrian Endley only, because I have no idea what he's going to say.
I also don't know what he's going to
Arsenal,
say.
There was a quote once from Antonio Conte where he said,
These lights are
I'm a
off.
serial winner. Arsenal are serial losers.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you this now, okay?
Okay.
Mikel Arteta and his big legacy that he's built at Arsenal so far has
Yeah.
been replicated by Crystal Palace's manager last season, okay? All Arteta has won so far for Arsenal is an
The
FA
FA Cup.
and a Community Shield. That was literally replicated last season by Crystal Palace. Arsenal have knocked on the door so many times, but they just can't deliver. And again, they're now in first, and their fans are very vocal. But I can bet my house on it right now. They're not going to win that league. Not this season. Not next season.
Yeah, but okay,
Probably not the season after that.
I hear what you're saying, but why?
I don't know what it is.
I think injury also. I think that Arteta is very cautious as well as a manager.
He is. I mean, his style of play is getting very criticized at the moment. It has slightly shifted. In their last match they played, they were a bit more attacking. But they are a very defensive team. They are a team that very much want to sit off and sort of wait, and then when they get the chance, counter, which has been working for them.
And then score and then park the bus.
Yeah, but they're playing a very boring brand of football at the moment, which people aren't enjoying. I don't know. They just don't show up for the big occasions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I do also feel like there's something amiss in the training in the Premier League, because we speak about injuries, but that's a problem. So many injuries. I know at Liverpool that Arne Slot came in with a different tactic. He makes sure that recovery is prioritized.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe that needs to change in the other squads as well, you know? Proper recovery.
Well, there you have it, folks. I suppose that's the end of the show, right? There is so much happening. I mean, we could continue here and go on and on. The Springboks, they just also just recently, not the squad's been announced, but I think they travel pretty soon because their first game is now on the 1st of November, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm
Against Japan.
looking forward to these fixtures coming up now.
I wonder if the Japan one, because it's like basically a one-off. I wonder if they're just going to play a fairly weakened team. Especially considering that the URC teams are like just... Ooh, don't fall.
Yeah, sorry, man.
The URC...
Just moving Tara's mic here quickly. In her face here. There we go.
Yeah, so I was going to say, we can't see your face, Tara. The URC teams, obviously, they just got their Springboks back, but now it's whether they're going to be leaving again.
Well, winners of the Rugby Championship versus winners of the Six Nations.
No, I think 100% for the teams against the European teams, we're definitely going to play. But we played Japan first, in England, and then I think
and then France.
Is there like a 2-week break and then France?
No, back to back.
Is it back to back?
Yeah, it's back to back. I think we play the 8th. I think I'll try and find the fixtures for you. But yeah, we played literally back to back 5 games in a row. The second game, the Japan should be a warm up.
That's what I'm thinking. A part of me thinks that maybe Rassi should, because we know he loves to play around with new combinations, all that. I think I would love to see if he tested something out for that Japan game. And then for the rest of our European tour.
Yes.
He probably would.
I feel like he would. I don't know why. I feel like he would do something like that.
By the way, guys, has Japan ever made that movie about beating South Africa? Because I remember they were making a movie about it.
Is it movie worthy?
2015 World Cup.
They were making... I mean, for them it is. They beat the Springboks.
We were a very weak team.
It doesn't matter to Japan, okay? Respect in Japan.
Yeah. What did they call it? The miracle of... Where was it played? It was played... No, it wasn't played in Japan. It was played in England, wasn't it? Remember, they called it like the miracle of something.
Yes,
it was the where the match took place.
Oh, wow. Well, folks, as I said, let us know what your thoughts are. We're talking all things rugby, Bafana, cricket across the board. Also, just giving you a quick sneak inside info. We might be taking a play-by-play off-air online on the road over the next, maybe potentially over the next couple of weeks. We're not going to be recording in studio. Maybe we're going to record outside, maybe at Springbok games, trying to create the vibe. So keep watching and stay tuned. We're going to maybe try and share some stuff with you over the near future if we can. If it does, in fact, come to fruition. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me again, guys. Jeepers, it's again, what's it? 26 minutes flown by.
Yo, and there's still so much to say.
What are you most excited about coming up this week?
This probably...
Pretending today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Probably the match tomorrow between the South African Proteas and Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka. And then, of course, a little nervous about it, but Liverpool versus Manchester United this weekend. I definitely think that's the match of the weekend in terms of the Premier League.
Yeah. And you, Adrian?
Obviously, yeah, I think Premier League, very excited for that. Also, hopeful Stormers will carry on.
I was about to say, you're wearing a rugby shirt.
Yeah, no, I have to mention the Stormers. They're playing Zebra on, I think, Saturday. Yeah, they're playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
4 wins out of 4 would be great. A great start.
Amazing,
Saturday fixture.
yes.
You think it's going to have a bearing?
Yeah, we're going to say we've been playing very well on Fridays. Maybe that's the thing now. Yeah. But hopefully we'll carry that
Stormers
forward.
players like long weekends.
Exactly. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to join in the conversation, put some messages in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts on the show. And if you want to see more of what you don't like, and we'll try and keep evolving as we go with this play-by-play off-air online. But then once again, thank you to my guests, Tara Lee, Adrian Henley. We'll catch you guys again next week. Same time, same place, 7 p.m. every Thursday. And then, of course, you can catch the on-air product every Saturday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. Myself and Adrian Henley talk all things sport. And, of course, we've got a really cool feature called Played by Ear with Megan Hector. So come on the WhatsApp line, 071-286-0639 is the WhatsApp number. And come and join us on a Saturday morning. See if you can decipher what Adrian's picked up from a sporting point of view. What do you call it? Audio. From an audio point of view.
I don't know the word. There is a word.
Oral.
No, not oral.
It's like audio. I want to say audio-ly, but that's not a word.
Okay, guys. I've run out of English. That's it from us. Catch you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, everybody. Cheers.